A very good afternoon. Welcome to the Power Hour with myself, Xenia. This is the SME Hub, and I'm joined in studio by none other than Christine Rita Abankwa. She is a business and life coach, as well as the founder of Secure the Bag Africa. A very good afternoon to you, Christine. It's so nice to have you back in studio.
Hi, Xenia. It's so lovely to be back. Thanks for having me.
How have you been, though? Like this past week, the last time I spoke to you was last week, Thursday. How's business going? How's life going?
Everything seems to be returning to normal in the streets, to be honest.
Yeah, your face is like, but why though?
Well, it has to happen, and we just take the precautions that we've been advised to take.
And I really hope people are taking that seriously. I really, really do hope, as well as our businesses as well. Now, today we're talking about a business continuity planning. What is business continuity planning, Christine?
Thanks, Xenia. Businesses exist because they create products and services that customers buy. So for you to deliver, you depend on various resources such as your staff, your IT, deliveries, and suppliers, for example. So when these crucial functions are unable to perform for whatever reason, it can negatively affect or even shut down your business. Planning for such times can help you stay on your feet as a business. So we can define business continuity as being the ability to continue delivering products and services at acceptable levels following a disruptive occurrence. And in the same vein, disaster recovery planning is what you do when the unthinkable or unforeseen actually occur. That's how you prepare for, react to, and recover from the disaster. So within your company, you need to assign roles and responsibilities for these functions to be carried out.
All right. And I feel like that's the key thing that a lot of businesses right now are probably learning, especially our SMEs. When you start off as an SME business, maybe those are kind of things that you don't look at because you're hoping, you know what, yes, I'm going to have financial troubles. But now what about a pandemic? What about war? We never think these things will ever reoccur. So if you're listening right about now, hopefully you are catching some tips. So why do small businesses need a business continuity plan?
Xenia, just to touch on what you said earlier, a lot of times we don't think about this, and it's not just SMEs. Even large companies fail to plan for disaster. The reason that you need a business continuity plan is it outlines the steps you must take to minimize service interruption and keep your critical systems online and essential or core functions alive during the crisis period. It helps you to prioritize the most important business areas and consider reverting to manual methods or moving online if that's what your company needs at the time. So it depends on what serves you at that time. In a nutshell, business continuity ensures that your most essential services remain available until the disaster passes. The disaster recovery plan kicks in with all the steps involved in planning and adapting to potential disaster, with a roadmap that will restore your operations to normal. It helps you to minimize the long-term negative effects. So both solutions are important in order to minimize the short-term and the long-term effects on the company. So, for example, you can see what the government is doing right now through the stages of the COVID-19 state of emergency. And we really have to be patient with the process, or we risk major business disruptions if the COVID pandemic gets out of hand. As it is, several businesses have been hit so hard that they may never fully recover or even open again. You can imagine what would happen if there were no controls in place. We need to remember we don't operate in a vacuum. So a sick community cannot buy from you, nor can they work for you.
All right. I think that's the most important part. Also remembering, as Christine just mentioned, the fact that we're going in stages and a sick community can't buy from you. So while we are out there doing our shopping, while you're out there trying to start a new business, while you're out there trying to buy alcohol, please still keep the social distancing. Stick with me right here on the Power Hour. This is the SME Hub, and I'm talking to Christine Rita Abankwa, the founder of Secure the Bag Africa, a business as well as a life coach. If you are just joining us, we are talking about business continuity planning. running. Now, Christine, what are a few tips for SMEs to prepare a business continuity plan?
Thank you, Zinnia. I will give you a few tips. The first thing I would say is conduct a business impact analysis. So this is where you identify your most critical processes and supporting resources. The second thing that you can do is identify the main levels of threat and the impacts they may have. And one example of that could be the stages of our states of emergency. So what are you dealing with at each stage? The third tip that I can give is create plans to help you maintain continuity. So for example, with your staff, how will you pay them and how much? Will they work from home? Your suppliers, do you need to change delivery methods? Can you negotiate better prices or different payment terms? And your IT infrastructure. This includes your email, your telephones, and even cloud storage solutions. You need to train core staff to oversee and execute your plan, or it's not going to work. And then you need to keep reviewing this plan so that you can keep abreast of what is happening around you and within the organization.
All right. Now, what are the dangers of not preparing for a business continuity plan?
I can liken it to having a compromised immune system. So when a virus like corona hits you, it diminishes your chances of survival if your immune system is compromised. That is exactly what happens when you don't plan for business continuity and disaster recovery. By the time you put a plan in place, it may be too late, and the financial damage and loss of customers may bring you to your knees.
Right. No, that's one thing I think no business wants to experience, but sometimes you kind of have to go through these things to learn from them. But Christine, what is the role of radio in all of this?
So one of the most important things you can do during this crisis period is to stay close to your customers so that they know that you still exist and you're still offering your services. You want to be top of mind and included in their budgets. This is so important. We're not switching off our radios anytime soon. So this is a brilliant way to reach the masses. And I also need to mention that a recording of this interview will be available on the Facebook page Secure the Bag Africa, as well as Energy 100 FM's page, so you can definitely follow up with this.
All right, that is Christine Rita Abankwa. She is the founder of Secure the Bag Africa, a business as well as a life coach. You can most definitely follow her on social media. That is at Secure the Bag Africa. And before I let you go for this afternoon, Christine, just once again, what is Secure the Bag Africa all about? And if I'm an SME and I would really like to be part of this business, or rather the discussion panel, or simply just get a hold of some of your recordings, where do I go?
Zinnia, Secure the Bag Africa Pan-African Success Accelerators is a high-performance coaching platform. So we bring together coaches, speakers, entrepreneurs, and consultants from across the continent and those in the diaspora. And the whole aim is for us to jointly contribute to the African body of knowledge. One of the things that we do right now is offer a series of free webinars, and you can find that on our Facebook page, and they're educational and they speak to all different areas of you, your business, and your career.
All right, thank you so much, Christine, for taking the time to talk to us every Thursday, and I look forward to doing this again next week, Thursday.
Thanks so much, Zinnia. See you soon.
I was talking to Christine Rita Abankwa from Secure the Bag Africa, and this is The Power.